Hello, I'd like to talk to you about how the periodic table came to be, and how every element is in its place for a certain reason, and how everything is organized in a certain way, and the history behind it, and who came up with the idea of the periodic table, and how literally no one in this class gives a flying fuck. The periodic table was actually made by the guy named Mendeleev. His name is going to be in the little text box. Oh, I'm sorry, I just did a Murph challenge, so I'm gonna roll. Oh, I feel so good. He was actually Russian. He grew up on a farm, and they had a glass factory. His dad was actually a scientist. Him and his mom traveled over 1,000 miles to get to a university, which he was rejected from. And then they traveled another 500 miles to another place in St. Petersburg, where he was accepted, and later on came up with the idea of the periodic table. The whole entire idea of the periodic table is based on how the elements react with each other, like how the alkali metals are good with each other, and how fluoride reacts with, let's say, hydrogen. The whole entire table is based on how they react. Oh, lip slip. Don't worry about that. How they react with each other, and that's why they're in the places that they are. Throughout history, even without having discovered certain metals or elements, Mendel was able to prove whether or not they were real or not. There was a time where a man from France said that he had discovered an element, and Mendel was able to prove him wrong, solely based on his own periodic table, which is an amazing thing. Imagine if he was still alive today. The periodic table, even to this day, is based on Mendel's prediction. Obviously, things have changed since we have made our own elements and we've discovered tons and tons of more. But one thing is the same. They're all in certain groups, such as the alkali, noble gases, transition metals, all that other bullshit. But they're all react to each other in certain ways. Some don't react at all. Some are very highly reactive. That's why we can't even properly find them out in the wild. They're in special containers and exposed to the elements, then kaboom, we're all dead, right? Miss Hoffman is always talking about how the world's dying. She was right. It is. Now, every element has a different kind of mass. Like helium and oxygen, that's why they're in different places. If you blow up a balloon with oxygen, which is your own breath, will it float or will it go down? It will go down because its mass is heavier than it is helium. Now, if I blow this balloon up, it's not going to float, right? Now, this is what a periodic table looked way back in the day. As you can see, there's not a lot of elements. There's barely any reason why everything's next to each other. There's no certain criteria met at all. Now, this is what our periodic table looks today. It's much more organized. There's a lot more elements. They're in certain groups. They match. There's a criteria met. And this is what a periodic table looked during Mendelev's time. This is what they looked like before he put them in their group. They were all in a mess. They didn't know where to put them. They were like, do we even need to put them in a certain place? They didn't realize that they need to place like this. Mendeleev even left holes of where you can put new elements. He knew there was more, even without having discovered them. He was so smart. And this is what they looked like together. All the ones that are the same color react with each other. And this was his way of showing that he knew why there was holes. He was thinking way ahead. He was foreshadowing it all. And then later on, those holes were filled by elements discovered. And they knew where to put them because Mendeleev has discovered the periodic table. He had made it. Everything was already set for them. And this is how they knew whether or not an element was real or not. This right here are the alkali metals. They're highly reactive. That's why they have to be kept in sealed, airtight containers. This is our periodic table today, obviously. And That's why the alkali metals are together. These are alkali earth metals. These are together because, well, they have 2 electrons in the outer shell, smaller atomic radon than the other alkali metals. They are ready formed divalent cations. These are the transition. These are like iron, titanium, stuff that you see every day built. They're hardened metals. You can harden them easily by like quenching them either in oil or water. Oil is better. These are the halogens, obviously. Halogens are different than noble gases. They're in their own group because they react to each other a certain way. Everything's together for a certain reason. That's what the periodic table is. Metals, metalloids, gases, these are the non-metals as well. This is where everything that they didn't know where to put them, they put them together pretty much. Yeah, there's no. Oh, they react together the same way. Why is hydrogen over there? No one knows. These are lanthanides. Lanthanides? Someone say, how do I pronounce this? These are the metals that, like, shouldn't exist. And they're just bunched together. They're actually supposed to be inside the periodic table, but people are too lazy to fix that because America. Same story. They're supposed to be inside the periodic table. There's like a place for them, but we're just too lazy. America. Keep eating your fries. Obesity is a problem. These are noble gases. They're like the mean girls of the periodic table. We don't wanna go. Hate. Oh, and this is what the periodic table is supposed to look like, pretty much. It's like a cylinder. It's a 3D shape. Like, come on now. This is 2019 and we still have a flat piece of paper. America, am I right?
If I have to fill it up with helium,
I'm just wasting time because, I need time.
Will this
Hi, everyone.
go up?
How's everyone doing? Oh shit, I can stop this.
Now will it go? I can't do this. I can't do this.